Are you in a season of suffering right now? Do you have thoughts that maybe your suffering will last forever? That maybe you're never going to feel better than you do now? That maybe your situation is too hard for God to figure out? Do you think God is dumbfounded by what you're going through? Let me share some truth with you in the midst of all of those lies. Okay. I love this verse. Genesis 18:14. Is anything too hard for God? It says something similar in Jeremiah 32:27. I am the Lord, the God of all flesh, the one who created you. Is anything too hard for me? Matthew 19:26. With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. And suffering doesn't last forever. That's a lie. Suffering does not last forever. In fact, suffering is in many ways a blessing because it changes you. It makes you a better person. It makes you a stronger person. And even if the suffering may stay at the same level, it doesn't affect you the way it used to because it changes you. And that's a good thing. It makes you grow. Right? Think back to when you were a child. Before you experience heartbreak, illness, betrayal. It would have been nice if you had lived your life never experiencing those things, but now that you have, you're a stronger person for it. You're a wiser person for it. You're more relatable for it. You can help others through it. And if you experienced those things all at once as a child, it would have been way too much for you to bear. But now, it's manageable. Because you've grown since then, right? This too shall pass. It's temporary. It's temporary. Okay? I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's mental health issues, sleep issues, family issues. God doesn't tell us when that will be. But we do know that we do know that suffering is a testing of your faith. When Job, one of the men who suffered the most in the Bible, when he was going through all that suffering, God was testing him. Right? When the devil gave Job all of that suffering, he had to ask God permission first. The devil can't touch you with any suffering unless it goes through God's hands first, which is a really good thing because God's word says that he will not give you more than you can bear. So if God allowed this to happen to you, it could be that he's testing your faith. Is this person going to curse me to my face? Are they going to stop believing that I am who I say I am? That I have good plans for them through this? Or are they going to trust me? And if you take the latter road, He blesses you for that. In the book of Job, he blessed Job double of everything he had before. Because despite his not understanding or even having context of the suffering that he was going through, he believed that God was who he said he was, who he says he was. And he believed that God had a purpose for what he was going through. And he was blessed for it. Okay? Psalm 35. Psalm chapter 30, verse 5. Weeping may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. 1 Peter 5:10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. It's not a question. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Doesn't matter if you don't understand it, if you can't see how it's gonna happen, if you can't predict how it's gonna happen, you couldn't possibly see a way through. Our minds are so small in the scheme of things. You couldn't possibly imagine how to make a human being out of dust. But God did it. And you don't think he can solve your problem? You don't trust him? When he brought you from this to who you are now? Count it all joy when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, which eventually produces spiritual maturity and completeness. Nothing lasts forever, guys. Your suffering will end. So I hope this encourages someone. I could go on and on about the subject of suffering and there being hope in that. Don't let the enemy lie to you and tell you it's forever and that you're the only one experiencing this. Nothing you experience is unique. In the history of mankind, I promise you, God is not surprised by what is happening. He already has provided a way out. He's already provided a way out. I believe it says that in 1 Corinthians 10:13. He will also make the way of escape. You will be able to bear it. Don't give up. You don't know the end of the story yet. And I think you're going to like it. So be encouraged. It won't last forever. It will come to an end. And you're going to be a better person for it.